Hello everyone, my name is Girish Nruti Bangade and today's date is 23rd of July 2021 and today's video topic is methods of multi-threading. So before discussing about methods of multi-threading, we discuss about what is thread and what is multi-threading. So basically when we execute a program it is referred to as process, and this process this process is divided into small parts, means sub processes, and when the and this thread is the smallest unit of the process, or the lightweight sub process, and and in any program there are any numbers of sub processes which are executed by parallelly by a thread. This is called as thread. So next is the multi-threading. So multi-threading is a process is executed by multiple threads simultaneously and is known as a multi-threading in Java. As we know that process can have number of sub-processes, and each sub-process can be executed parallelly by thread. An application can have a number of n numbers of processes and n numbers of threads. So this is about the thread. So next we move further and discuss about the methods of multi-threading. And next is the how we create the thread. So there are two ways that we can create the thread. The first method is the by extending the class to the thread class. So we can get all the properties of the thread class. And another method of creating a thread is by implementing the runnable interface, in which we have a runnable method. So when we create a thread, which thread is in goes in the search of the run method and execute the program in the whatever the statement in the run method, which will be executed by the thread. So the first method is the start method. So when the start method, when we extend the class to the when we extend our class to the thread class, then all the properties of the thread class will be appeared in the child class, means parent child, like parent child relationship in inheritance. when we when we create the object and create the object of the this thread1 class, this method then JVM create the new stack and store the thread data into the stack. And if you not and after the invoking the start method, JVM will create the run a stack for the particular thread, and all the methods call of a particular thread enter in the stack and known as the stack frame. And these methods body of the thread will be executed, and the value returned by the current stack frame is popped from the stack method. When if we run the method, for example, if we have a run method and we call it instead of start method, so it will be executed normally normal as a normal program, and it is not considered a separate thread. And the run method doesn't create a separate stack for the new thread, and the run method goes onto the current stack method and goes on the current stack, and rather than the beginning of the new call stack. This is the start and run method. Next method is the sleep method. This sleep method is belongs to the thread class, and this sleep thread method is used to sleep the currently executing thread for the specific amount of time, in millisecond. When the compile execute the sleep method, it will sleep means the stop the thread from executing the further program, and means currently executing a thread and control the flow of the move to the another thread, means it is shifted from one thread to another thread. The real life example for the sleep method is when you download two or three files, then the first file will download first, and then after the downloading the first file, the second file start its downloading. Means that, for example, if we give the method, it's mean then the second one. This is the normal method. But if the file one is downloading and we we stop means pause the file downloading. Then the second file will start downloading. It means that we sleep the first thread for certain amount of time. This is the real example of the sleep method. The next method is the join method. The join method is used to pause the execution of the current program until the unless the specific thread is dead. And supposed to have two threads, thread 1 and thread 2, and if you want the thread 2 should be executed after the thread 1, then we use thread 1 join while thread 2 is executing. It means that thread 2 completes its all work, then thread 1 is thread will join with the thread 2, means that both the thread will complete their work at the end. And join method is used for adding the sequencing between the multiple threads. For example, one thread is start executing after the first thread finish its execution. The real life example of the join method is the use of the printer, which is for example, we consider the printer as a thread, but the printer is not ready to is not in ready state. When the someone is repairing it, and someone is repairing it means that there is a thread 2. So now thread 1 can't be complete until the thread 2 execute successfully, means that printer will not start until it will repair. So in case we use the join method, means thread should be executed completely before the thread 1. And we can use the join method by program can have certain number of threads, and thread scheduler takes the responsibility to execute the program, and the thread scheduler doesn't give the guarantee to the order of the execution sequential order execution of the program, because thread scheduler will execute the give the preference to the thread as per the give the schedule as per the priority basis. If the but if you don't define a priority, then the mean priority will be assigned to the all the thread. Then we need to use the join method to execute our program by in sequential order. And the next method is the ill method. So simply ill method is in single meaning we can say that to give up or to surrender, means that we can stop means the thread 1 stop its if there are two thread, and then thread scheduler say that thread 1 start its executing, but the ill method can do the thread 1 to stop to say that the thread 2 is waiting in the queue. So thread 2 can execute their work first, then thread 1 can execute, means the ill method gives the hint to the thread scheduler that the current running thread is not doing something too critical, and provide a chance to the another waiting thread for, of the same priority for their execution. And thread scheduler can ignore the hint, or it can take the action also. And so this is the ill method. And the real life example we can do for ill method is if you have two threads, and which thread 1 and thread 2, and both threads can have same priority, then thread 1 when thread 1 using the processor time and it is running in thread, and thread 2 is the runnable thread, and the completion of the time of the thread 1 is 1 hour, and the completion of the time of thread 2 is 5 minutes. So thread 2 can be wait for must be wait for the 1 hour, but we can use the ill method instead of it. So then thread 2 can complete its work, because thread 1 have to wait for only just 5 minutes, because thread 2 work is completion time is only 5 minutes. So then we can thread 2 can execute its work, then thread 1 can execute its work. And next method is the wait method. The wait method is used for the in-thread communication, means in case of synchronize in means inner thread communication, and this is mostly used in synchronization thread can communicate each with other. For example, if there is a one method and both the threads are executing the same method, then synchronizing can do do the thread when the state 1 is inside inside the method 1, then the thread 2 have to wait until the thread 2 have to wait at the at the start of the method. Then when the thread 1 is execute all the its work, then the method 2 is get the permission to get into the method. So until it's the thread 2 will stop its execution, and it is and stop its execution. And the next method, notify all method. Whenever we use the notify all methods and multiple threads that are waiting for the notification, then the all thread got the notification, but it will execute all the thread one by one. Means all the thread get the notification, but only one thread get the lock, get a key of the lock to get into the method. So that only one thread can execute at a time, and after that next that will be the executor. This is the sequence, and it is totally all depend on the OS implementation of the thread management. And this method wake all of the threads that call wait method on the same object. So this is all about the methods of the multi-threading, and thank you.